Hello, everyone. How is everyone today? Good. So you can hear me. Thank you for attending the session. This session is on Revenue Cloud implementation tips and tricks. Many faces that I see here have attended our booth at the campground. So I'll take you through some of the implementation steps. But before we do that, here are the forward-looking statements. This presentation may have some forward-looking product-related events, and please do not base your any judgments or decisions based on this. All right. Just to introduce myself, my name is Priyanka Kerhalkar, and I am the Director of Engineering in Revenue Cloud. And I also have here with me Gopal.
Hey.
Gopal is the lead member of technical staff in Revenue Cloud. All right. With that, let's jump right into this, right? So Revenue Cloud is not just CPQ and billing. Revenue Cloud is the complete revenue management platform. Revenue Cloud comes with catalog. So you have the catalog management. It starts with a product catalog. Then it feeds into a configure price quote, a CPQ transaction management. And it also has a great contract and contract lifecycle management. With that, we move on to the order management, order orchestration, and asset management lifecycle. And after that is when you come to the billing. And all of this is powered by the Salesforce platform. That means all the automations, AI, and Agentforce is at your tips. So this Revenue Cloud platform is built on Salesforce, core Salesforce. So it has the power of and scalability of the Salesforce core as well. So let's jump right into some of the tips and tricks of implementation. Key considerations before you start your Revenue Cloud implementation. When you start with your implementation, you should always map all your business processes. See what you need in each of these areas with respect to how your product is going to be sold by the sales representatives. How are you going to do your order management? How are you going to do your asset management? And how are you going to do your billing? So map your current processes, prepare your data. So your data should be cleansed and standardized. So at this point in, whatever this particular rule applies, that garbage in is equal to garbage out. So make sure that it is clean and standardized. Define your user personas in swim lanes. So engage sales, IT, finance, whoever your business stakeholders are, engage with them and define these user personas and who has what roles, permissions, and accesses. Learn the platform. So Revenue Cloud is a new platform. Learn this platform. I cannot emphasize how important it is to understand each and every part of the Revenue Cloud. It's a big product. Now, here's a slide that I like. Resist the temptation for functional progression. Try not to just build in silos. Make sure that you have a product as you are progressing, you have a usable product, and then you are iterating to finally reach the final the car over here. So basically start small with the out-of-the-box quoting, out-of-the-box flows that are available, and then iterate, customize them, and then reach the full potential with all the integrations with DROs and the enhanced features. So this will help you in having some product up and running, and you will also get feedback from your stakeholders, and you see that everyone is happy for a longer period of time. All right. So with that, let's dwell into the catalog side of it. So the product catalog part of it. PCM, or the product catalog management, is the key for a good implementation of a Revenue Cloud platform. This product catalog influences or impacts each and every part of the implementation. So it's important to get this right. So you have to have a lean and simple product catalog. And there are multiple things that are available in the product catalog management to help you do that. So one is that you can have multiple catalogs, multiple categories. You all know bundles, but there is a new reimagined bundles and a very good UI to set up the bundles. Leverage attributes and attributes categories. So you have attributes that you can use. So like a phone has color, capacity, display size. These are all attributes. So you don't need to have multiple products for each of these attributes. Instead, you can have one product and have multiple attributes. This prevents queue proliferation and keeps your product catalog lean and simple. You can also have attribute categories, and all of this can be used in the configurator to help the salesperson configure the right product. Performance and scalability considerations are important over here when you're implementing, because the number of attributes, the bundle nesting, and the number of products in the bundle do have some impact on the overall process. So keeping it simple, but making sure that the salesperson is quickly able to see the right product and then sell the right product is important. So we spoke about a little bit of configurator. So the key feature is the configurator. So you have composable design templates, which you can associate or assign to a product or a product classification. So let's say the way the salesperson will use the configurator, you can define that in the UI, and we'll see that in the demo, and you can assign that to a product classification. So all products of that particular classification will be able to see that view. And configuration rules, validation rules that you can specify that, okay, with this, I cannot sell that. Those kind of validation rules can be specified in the configurator. With that, let's go into a demo. Gopal?
Thank you. So, hi, I hope I'm audible, right? So we got some bite-sized demos today, just scratching the surface, and we'll be showing some tips and tricks. These are very basic to keeping the timeline in mind. And of course, Revenue Cloud has so many features, much more than this. So let's start with how you can configure or how you can write a product qualification rule. Let's say you have a student laptop, and let me just go back. So let's say you have a product called student laptop, and you want to have it only available to certain sales reps. And in order to do that, so you can write a product qualification rule saying that the industry belongs to education. And then when you go to the account, so take this as like a sample account. And let's say if it doesn't have the industry, let's see what happens when the sales rep is trying to configure that. Let's say if he's trying to browse catalog and try to add this to the browse catalog, and when he searches for the product, he wouldn't find it. And the way you can find, of course, is to see the disqualified products, and you would find the product maybe if you're not finding it in the search results. So the next thing, of course, you do is go back to the account, link to that code, update the industry. In this case, I'm updating it to education, and of course, you have seen that the product is linked to education industry. And now you should be able to see the laptop, student laptop in this, and that's how you can add it to your code. And now we'll go into the configuration stage. And my code currently has like a laptop pro bundle and a student laptop I just added. Let's try to configure the laptop pro bundle. And as you could see, this opens up a nice screen where you can do a lot more on top of the line, adding like accessories. In this case, I'm just adding an accessory like Office 365 or QuickBooks. And you can, of course, change the attributes of the product and make changes. Like I said, this is not limited to whatever I've been showing, but it's a lot more than this. There's a lot of customizability baked in. We would be talking more about it and probably showing more bite-sized demos in between. So taking it back to the presentation, handing it over to Priyanka to continue.
Thank you, Gopal. Okay, so we saw how easy it was for the sales rep to find something, can use qualification rules and configure something. All right, with that, let's go to the next side, which is the transaction management, which includes CPQ and contracts. Transaction management is really simplified in Revenue Cloud. You can create codes, the sales rep can create the codes and the right products with right prices and close the deals faster, right? So you can customize a lot of things over here. You can have, the entire UI is a reimagined UI, and it's spreadsheet like, so it is easy to use for the sales rep. And like you saw in the demo, you can configure, you can see what the price would be for this, right? So you can customize the transaction line editor. You add a custom field, you can bring that onto the transaction line editor as well. Now, a lot of folks who attended the booth also did mention how do we use the custom context services. So context service is used at the core of the Revenue Cloud. This is used to make sure that all the APIs rules that you are using, they can be shared across. The data for that can be shared across. So you add a custom field to the context, and then it will flow through the entire quotes, orders, contracts, etc. So that is how we use the context service. It's a common module. You can find that on the Salesforce. Now we provide out of the box sales transaction context definition for our Revenue Cloud product. And the tip over here is to extend this particular sales transaction context and avoid cloning. When you clone and extend something, we don't know that what you have cloned, and some of the fields when cloned, when you upgrade or you make any changes, it's difficult to refresh or sync it. So hence, always extend the out-of-the-box sales transaction context. We will see in the next demo how the context service is used and how it is extended. Whenever you make any changes to the context definition, or in case of upgrades, always sync your context definition. The other small little cute feature that I feel is a price waterfall to visualize the price breakdowns. It really helps the salesperson initially to see how your prices are being calculated. And using this, you can enable the price waterfall, and this will show you what are the pricing stuff that you can which has contributed to this particular price. And again, with that, let's go into a demo, where we'll see all of these things.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going to see the context definition demo now. So this shows how you can extend a context. Of course, you'll be getting a lot of out-of-the-box context definitions, and you can extend them if you want to customize and add work on top of it. And it takes a minute. And then again, as Priyanka said, don't clone it. Again, if you're confused, probably don't know when to clone, probably don't need cloning. And make sure your context is always synced. The sync status should be like synced. And you can do things like deactivate, clone, etc. Now going into the context, you make sure you sync whenever you upgrade. And next thing, when you go to the mapping, the first thing you would do is, of course, you select a default mapping. In this case, I'm selecting quote, and here is the context, how you can do mapping. Although you see a lot of mappings, they're all like well segregated. I'll in a minute show how you can do custom mappings. But now let's see how you can update your pricing procedure with the new extended context that you just did. So go to the pricing procedure. First of course, you have to deactivate that. And then going back into your pricing procedure, edit it, and then here you should be able to see. If you don't see that, make sure you have activated your new context definition. that you have just created. And that's it. So now you can activate. Now if you have hit snags like this, most likely it's like the date of the context definition that you just created should be ahead of the pricing procedure date. So of course error message is pretty clear about it. The way you can resolve it is go back to context definition, you can change the date effective from date, and then things should start working. And here you go. So the context definition is ready with the pricing procedure configured to it. And now you should be able to activate it, save and activate the pricing procedure. Now this talks about how you can add a custom field. I already have added a custom field on the quote line item. So I just want to show you, we started a custom field called apply approval level. So now I'll walk you through how you can extend this custom field. You can like the first thing you would do is extend your context definition, add that information in the appropriate, make sure you select the appropriate one, in this case the sales transaction item, and you can add a new attribute. So of course, as you understand, if you understand context more, this is more like the interface abstraction level that you would add at the sales transaction item, and you get to also add a tag for it in this case, and make sure the names are close. If you have a different name which is not easy to map, that would cause a lot of confusion. So done, and then save. So right after adding this new custom field on the context definition, I would go map it with the quote field that I just showed you earlier in the demo. So this is how you go to the quote mappings, go edit your subject mappings, map, and then it takes you to this beautiful mappings of context, wherein you can find your unmapped fields under the sales transaction, and it's like in the approval level. Just click on the dot, navigate on the right side, and you should be able to file the field. Like again, it probably needs a bit of searching, but you can either use your browser search or go to your direct mappings, and you can just click on the dot. In this case, for me, I find it under quote line item and unmapped field, and map it to the approval level. And see, it's like this UI is managing a lot of mappings, yet you can, just by clicking like this, you would get this blue bar. You should be able to see, I'll just show you, I think it has gone past. You should be able to find out what is mapped to what very easily in the screen, although there's so many mappings being managed. So that is it. Now I'm going to show how you can also, along with it, the last thing to do is pull it onto the TLT, and it is super customizable. You should be able to select the custom fields that you just created onto TLT, and that kind of finishes the loop of adding that custom field, and you should now be able to do changes on top of it. So now we should be able to see the custom field here. See, the approval level is there. So now the context is mapped. It's also visible on the UI. So that sort of finishes the loop of adding a custom field onto context definition and extending your TLT. Thank you. And now I'll hand it over to Priyanka to continue.
All right. Thank you, Gopal. So yeah, it looks complex, but it is not.
Okay.
Move to the
Take back.
slides. All right, we saw the transaction management. In the order management, order orchestration, and asset lifecycle, I want to just focus on one of the key features that we have. So the tip is to keep the commercial catalog lean, right? And you have a different technical catalog. So like in a menu card in a restaurant, what the customer sees is just that I want to buy a creme brulee. But on the back end is all the integrations that are part of, or ingredients that are part of that particular dish, right? So the back end, so in front end, what the salesperson sells should be a commercial product that you are selling. But in the back end, it is decomposed into various components. So for example, here, there is a bundle There are multiple bundles over here, but you see over the orchestration over here, where you can analyze the order, procure, pack, and pack components. You can make a call out to your procurement and package components. Shipping components, you can, put a call out for those, and you can do all those integrations, and then finally initiate the billing, right? So the billing you can make sure that the billing does not initiate unless the installation is done, right? So these kind of things that you can do with DRO, and it really bridges the front office and the back office operations. So this is one of the key features. So I'll just move ahead in the interest of time and go to billing directly, right? So in Revenue Cloud, you have two options. So we have two licenses, Revenue Cloud Advanced and Revenue Cloud Billing. So all the RCB friends, this is not that. This is Revenue Cloud Billing. Right. Okay. So you have to decide whether you want to use RCA or RCB. RCA has invoice management, but RCB has a gamut of ways and different billing modules. Right. So you have usage billing, you have milestone billing, and we will see a demo of milestone based billing. We also have accounting periods, general ledger, and journal entries. So a whole complete Revenue Cloud billing, and Revenue Cloud billing is also standalone. So you can, use it separately without using Revenue Cloud Advanced, which is the CPQ and order management, etc. So for easy billing setup, there is a guided setup page, which takes the billing admin in sequence. You can set up your billing, do the billing setup. You can have different treatments, billing treatments, and different tax treatments. One of the key features is milestone billing. So let's say in examples where there are service-based or industries where you want to bill the customers only at certain milestones. These milestones can be date-based or event-based, and you can bill the customers accordingly. And of course, there is increased customer satisfaction because they are paying after some progress in the project. So this is a key feature, and we will be demonstrating that. A tip over here is to use legal entities. Now, I mentioned in the beginning that if you want to keep your product catalog lean, I've been saying that, right? Make sure that if you have a product that needs to be sold in APAC versus EMEA versus US, you should have different legal entities for that and keep the same product. The billing of that can differ, and you can have legal entity based billing treatments for different regions. This will make sure that your product is the same, but you have different tax treatments and different billing treatments. So this is one of the tips. And with this, we come to our last demo, and Gopal will take us through this.
Thank you. So give me 1 second. So here is the milestone billing, and so here you should be able to see this new enable milestone billing checkbox, and this is a beautiful UI where you can set up your milestones. Like you can add new items. Again, as milestones, take for example, if you're selling an apartment and you want to charge on milestones like ground floor, first floor, second floor, this is the right way to bill. And this, like, think of it like it follows a custom cycle and the billing schedule instead of like monthly, quarterly. So here you can set up all these, and I'm doing it at the billing treatment level, which is more like a template, and which can now for each order, it will be copied into, and then, for example, in this case, you can't see anything related to amount. We're all talking about abstract terms like percentages and stuff. So this will be used like a template whenever we're trying to bill an order. I'll be showing you what get created. So this is a milestone. This is a concrete entity. We call it billing milestone billing milestone plan, BMP. And then here you should see how it got, it should be a milestone in the percentages that we have set up. It got split into that based on the order value. And then you should be seeing the last milestone we just set up also is created. And now if I let that billing treatment bill, it follows this order based on the dates. So once this is done, the billing schedule hops on to the next one. So again, like I said, emphasizing again, instead of like the ones which we see which are monthly based or quarterly based, this is the right way if you want to bill customers in custom way. So, and I'm also going to talk about the billing setup as Priyanka just showed. This is you should follow this billing setup flow which is present in the setup, and I'm going to show the legal entity part. Let's say you have all these legal entities. You can set up one org level legal entity based on where your org is present. But you're not limited to just using the same billing treatment for all the orgs. Instead, you should be able to use other billing treatments at the billing treatment at the policy level. So you can change the legal entity so that your billing treatment uses this legal entity instead of the org level one, which gives you the customizability of, having different, if you're serving different zones or something like that. So that brings to the last demo. So hand it over to Priyanka.
Sorry? Yeah. All right, troubleshooting common issues. Pricing miscalculations, right? So if you are seeing pricing miscalculations, double check the discount schedules, ensure that price books are active, make sure that you have refreshed the pricing decision table. You can turn on the price logs capture and open operations console. You can take a screenshot of this, and you can also enable error logging, and that's a standard thing. You can check revenue transaction error logs for that specific entities. Mostly if you are doing something on a certain entity, you will get RTELs, as we call them. If the product is not visible when you are browsing the catalog, if the product is not visible, just check the product discovery settings. Make sure that the price book is set on that particular product, and sync pricing data. So there is a lot of syncing, refreshing, and activating which is involved. Please follow the implementation guides and make sure that those are synced, resynced. Make sure context definition is synced and it's extended, not cloned. And make sure that all rules that you intended to put are all active, right? Common pitfalls, right? Common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Over customization early on. Avoid over customizing. Use out of the box default out of the box invocable actions instead of you going to Apex. If you see there is customizability built in every step of the way, so avoid wherever you are trying to put a trigger or something, avoid that kind of customizations initially. Not planning for scale, right? If you don't plan for the scale of this, it will be difficult. Make sure that you are also benchmarking some of the APIs and the performance of those APIs, and also indexing the key fields, etc. Lack of readiness for multi-region. I think this is very important. Like I said, we mentioned that you can use legal entities. There's plan for that ahead. If your product needs to go live in multi-regions, then plan for that multi-currency setup, etc. early on. And ignoring user and developer training. So apart from the developer training, it is also important that you users have enough training, persona-based training. So plan for that. Here are some of the resources, and these links will be available in PDF format if you want to check. There is a Salesforce help, which is getting started with the Revenue Cloud. This is available on the help guide. We have Trailblazer community. We have also Trailhead modules, Revenue Cloud design, foundation, and efficient sales with Revenue Cloud, which you can go over. We have more and more trailheads coming up, and those will be available soon. And with that, happy implementation, everyone. Yes,
Yeah,
Gopal.
if you stay till here, I see like most of the room is intact. We have one bonus demo about the cute feature that Priyanka said about the pricing waterfall and simulating pricing. So I'm gonna just demonstrate that.
Sure.
So let me play this. So again, like if you are adding a discount, this happens a lot of times. You get a price in the end. Here, let's say I have added a discount and I want to see what contributes to that price. And but it's difficult for a sales rep, maybe if there are so many discounts, so many offers and all that. So you can turn on something called a pricing waterfall. And now, after turning on, that's another tip where you have to change or do one more pricing call, and then now if you hover over that, the price, you will get a nice explanation of what contributed to that price. In this case, I've kept it very simple, so just one discount. Imagine you have like 5-6 discounts. It will kind of give you a lot of help. Now we'll also see how you can simulate. Let's say if you're adding, let's say if you're a sales rep, you have an offer for loyalty, and you want to add one more discount field, and before you deploy, you can even get your hands wet by checking how it works. So now I'm extending my pricing procedure, adding a new loyalty discount pricing element, and I've added already a custom field called loyalty discount on top of my quote line, and I'm using that loyalty discount _ C, and then my pricing element is all set up. Now I'll also show you how you can add labels and then simulate the price using this field. So here we have something called a decision explainer here, and if you enable that, you would get two labels. So something like this, wherein you should be able to add your labels on how this particular field should be coming up in the pop-up that I've shown earlier. So you can customize it here for your sales reps to understand what is what. And now let's simulate to see what happens, how it affects the pricing. Oh, I think I'm going back. So now I've come to, let me go back. So simulate, I've just clicked on simulate button at the top of the pricing procedure. You can search for the field that you've just added and provide a value into it. Simulate. And check out how you get a nice explanation of how this loyalty discount is contributing to this price. And again, you can exponentially think about how, like, if you can add 10-20 fields, a lot of offers, sales happening. This really comes handy for a sales rep to simulate before something gets wrong. So that's it. Thank you, everyone. And
thank you, everyone.
I'll just go.